Welcome to the Trust Factor Radio, bringing you interviews and insights to unlock the power of the subconscious mind to create authority, credibility, and trust. With your host, the Authority Architect and best-selling author, Neil Howe.
Hello and welcome to the show. This is your host, Neil Howe, and today my special guest is Jared Devalk with Flypaper Digital Marketing. He is the lead digital marketing consultant there, and he helps small to medium-sized businesses with generating leads and branding through Google, Facebook, and any other online platform. Welcome to the show, Jared Devalk.
Thanks, Neil. Pleasure to be here.
Well, tell us a little bit more about yourself, Jared, and Flypaper Digital Marketing. I love that company name, by the way.
Yeah, and the name, the reason why we came up with that name is because so many business owners have, especially small to medium-sized businesses, they have an issue with getting their customers to stick to their brand. So everything we do is about how can we make that company's brand and that company's marketing more sticky to the customers they serve. So a little bit about me. I'm born and raised Nashville native. I grew up, worked for, my dad was an engineer, and but also my dad and his family come from a strong general contracting background. So growing up, he taught me how to do everything from landscaping to roofing and everything in between with a house. And grew up in this area, worked, I've owned businesses before, and I've been with Flypaper Digital Marketing for going on 2 years now. So, and a little bit about Flypaper Digital Marketing. So, as you said in the intro, we help small to medium-sized businesses with generating leads and branding through Google, Facebook, and any other online platform. Our mission statement is that we believe in hardworking people in the pursuit of their dreams, and it's our mission to support those people as they turn those dreams into reality. So, if you think about the type of customers that we service, 70%, so good majority of our customer base is in the home services industry. That's roofing, HVAC techs, plumbers, home improvement contractors, electricians, carpet cleaning, businesses like that. We also serve, the small to medium-sized business owners, like the attorneys that are running their own one office or, even 3 or 4 office practice, shops in the business to business industry, doctors, in, health and wellness, automotive, and even in retail industries. Really, we're serving those customers that they need a marketing partner. However, they don't have it in their budget to have that one person in-house. They're not a Walmart or, they're not a big company that can afford to just pay someone a salary full time to focus on the digital marketing aspect and generating leads for them. So, a little bit more about Flypaper. It's owned by a company called Waco Media that, we got our start in the newspaper industry. It's a 110-year-old company based out of Little Rock, Arkansas. And the great thing about our company is that we're a family-owned business. We still are. Waco stands for Walter E. Hussman Corporation. So the family is still very active in the leadership and the direction of the company. The great thing about us being that family-owned business, even though we're a large company, we can do things for our customers that are in their best interest, and we don't have to worry about taking care of the shareholders. Our focus is making sure that we're working effectively with those blue collar individuals. So, we got that start in the newspaper industry, and we realized that, hey, look, those old forms of advertising and marketing, they're not working anymore. the audience is shifting, and we still wanted to serve our customers. So that's when, Flypaper was born in 2013 in a snowy layover in Buffalo. We realized we had to make that shift, and we had to service our customers. So so we're a Google Premier partner. Most of our services are, like I said, are focused around lead generation, and most of that is through SEO, website design, search engine marketing through Google Ads, social media, reputation management, and ultimately just helping our small to medium-sized business owners identifying and finding their perfect customers.
Well, it's great that you have the stability of a 110-year-old company, and you realized, like everybody has to do at some point, that you have to make that pivot and do what's working now. And I imagine that being one of the problems with the people that you service is that they're very good at doing what they're doing, whether it's construction or the home services, like you said you mainly work with, but they're not necessarily keeping up with the digital marketing times and knowing what is working. So what would you say is the main problem that these home services businesses are having?
So the main problems that our home service industries are having is, number one, it's lead generation. There's so many options online as far as someone that can come out to fix your roof or replace your windows, fix your HVAC unit. If you've got a leak in your plumbing, there's so many plumbers out there. And the problem with our customers is, one of the things you talked about, they're great at what they do. For those in the audience that have read and that practice what's taught in the book, The E-Myth, they're great technicians. They're great. That's who they are. And some of them, they get a little bit into the manager and the visionary side. However, they're so busy trying to manage their business that they look at us as that expert. They're saying, how do I grow my business? How do I, in advertising, there's 3 P's to advertising, 3 reasons why people advertise. It's profit, prestige, and protection. So we help them with those three. And with lead generation, a lot of our customers, they're getting plenty of calls. But it leads us into another problem with the calls they're getting. The greater Nashville area, that's a pretty expansive area. And a lot of our customers are getting tons of calls from all over. So if you're a general contractor, you can do anything from, working on the foundation in a home to doing the roof to doing the drywall to framing. You can do a lot of different stuff. The problem is that with our general contractors, there's 1 or 2, maybe even 3 or 4 things that they do really well versus others. Like some are really great at repairing foundations, and some are really great at fixing roofs. So we help them with, identifying not only the niches that they are the best in, then we help them with finding those perfect customers. And then on top of finding those perfect customers, we also want to know, like, hey, what parts of town, what parts of Nashville and Chattanooga, and we've got customers down in Atlanta and North Georgia and all over Arkansas, Texarkana, Missouri. We help them with, once we've identified what are the perfect services they want to offer, now we're helping them build their ideal business by saying, hey, look, I know you're sick and tired of driving to, a customer's house an hour away from the last appointment. And I know that's costing you money, and that's taking you away from your friends and family and the whole reason why you got in business. So then after that, we help them with identifying, okay, what parts of town are you focusing on, and how can we utilize digital platforms to get you working with those perfect services, those perfect customers in those perfect parts of town. So,
and then of course it's got to be profitable as well. There's certain aspects of the business that are a lot more profitable than others.
Exactly. So, a perfect example is, I've got a customer that he's a general contractor. However, he loves doing garage door repair. Just everything about repairing the garage door, replacing the springs. I'm not sure if you've ever dealt with a garage door spring, but there's a spring called a torsion spring, and it's the spring that if your audience is in your garage or goes in your garage next time, it'll be the spring that's over top of the door. If you try to install that yourself, not only can you possibly void your home warranty if something happens, but those springs are under so much tension that you could really hurt yourself or even kill yourself by doing that. So, our customers that customer loves the fact that he can go and he can take care of that customer, get it done quicker, and that customer is protected. If anything happens with that garage door spring, it's covered under his insurance and his license and his bonding. So, that's one thing that he just loves to focus on. And that's what I really enjoy doing, is diving into a customer's business, identifying the areas of his business or his or her business that they really love to do, and those customers they really love to service, and then just aggressively going after those customers.
Mm-hmm. And then there's the managing their online reputation as well. When people do a search for a plumber or a general contractor, they are looking to see what comes up, and they're making choices. How does managing that online reputation help?
So, you hit, that kind of goes back to what we said before. There's so many choices online. Perfect example, our agency manager, she's probably going to kill me for mentioning this, but she dealt with a contractor that was a personal reference. They had references, they had license, they had insurance, but she had a horrible experience with this particular contractor. And this all happened before she came on board with Flypaper. However, she had that experience and went through a whole mess with trying to get the contractor to do the right thing. Lost a bunch of money. A lot of the customers I deal with, they're reputable contractors. They know what they're doing. They've done this time and time again. They are master craftsmen at what they do. And what I want to make sure is, I want to make sure that when that customer is searching online and choosing between a contractor to spend, and sometimes it's only $500. Sometimes our contractors are getting $100,000, $200,000, even $500,000 jobs out of the business that we're generating for them. I also want that customer on the other end to know that, hey, when you sign up with this countertop company or this plumber or this HVAC company, they're going to take care of you. And it's not to say that there's never going to be a problem. There's always stuff that just happens. You can be the best best tradesman in the world, best craftsman in the world, but there's always going to be an issue that comes up. The real test of character is, how do you handle that whenever that issue does arise? So we help them. A lot of what we do doesn't just stop at the marketing side. We some of our customers, because they are so heavy on the technician side, we have to help them with just general business consulting. We have to help them with, like, how do you handle that? How do you handle when a customer, is a customer's crazy? That's the ultimate response. Oh, they're just crazy. No, they're humans. They're people. They have problems, or whether they're real or perceived problems. And the only way to solve that is through proper communication. So, with the reputation management side, it's a perfect example of kind of the 80-20 rule. So 9 out of 10 consumers, and this is a real survey that was done, 9 out of 10 consumers actually say that they trust online reviews as much as they trust reviews from people in person. Mm-hmm. However, less than 20%, so, less than 2 out of 10 of those people are actually going to go online and leave a review, whether it be positive or negative, about the experience they had. So as a business owner, that's super frustrating. Super frustrating. So we have to walk them through not only helping them set up digital tools to help them generate those reviews, but also walk them through like, hey, when a job's done, you need to be soliciting those reviews. You need to be asking your customers to do the review. You did a good job for them. It is not unfair for you to say, hey, look, if you had a good experience here, I'd really appreciate it if you would go online and share that experience with others. And specifically telling them, can you share that experience on Google? Because not only is that going to help with customers that are in that buying process and helping them with making that decision, but ultimately it's going to make the lead generation efforts by giving some as I call it, giving it some SEO love to Google and Google's algorithm. So it's just such an important thing that's overlooked by so many business owners, and we love sitting down and going through that process with them.
All right. So let's talk about some of the platforms that you use to tackle these problems. Obviously, there's the lead generation. You've got to get people to find the business and know about the business before they even start looking into the reputation. So what kind of platforms are you using to get these results?
So as I mentioned before, we are a Google Premier Partner. And for those of you that don't know what that means that we have demonstrated to Google, and Google's actually stepped up and said, hey, these guys are experts when it comes to Google Ads and the Google product suites in general. So that is helping set up a responsive and SEO optimized website that's like I said, responsive, can pull up the same on a tablet and will pull up on a mobile device, is secure, and helping them with managing that on an ongoing basis. Because with SEO, it's not just especially in these industries, it's not a one and done thing. Google changes their algorithm 500 to 600 times a year. So this is something that has to be done on an ongoing basis, and you have to constantly be uploading that content. And then, that's where we build their foundation for their marketing plan. And then we move on to, okay, let's do some lead generation directly, and get you up and going with Google Ads. And I'm sure you've experienced this. Most people want to say AdWords, but of course they recently changed the name to Google Ads to rebrand. But we help them with effectively running a Google Ads campaign. I'll be honest with you, Neil. A lot of the business that I get, I'll just do searches in the home services industry, and I'll identify. Like for instance, I spoke with a roofer the other day here in the Nashville area, and they were running their own Google Ads, and they were showing up for Plumbers in Nashville and Electricians in Nashville. And when I pointed out to them, they were dumbfounded. They were like, "Oh my gosh, I'm paying for leads that, number one, are expensive, but number two, they're leads that they can't even do anything with. They're not going to be able to convert. So that's just wasted money." So we help them by really, again, after we've identified that perfect customer, we then use those, that buyer persona or that avatar, that customer avatar, to specifically identify them based on what they're searching on Google Ads. Then we also help with social media branding and lead generation through social media, and that's through Facebook, through Instagram, even through Twitter, and even moving into LinkedIn as well. However, in the home services industry, most of our customers really need to be showing up on Facebook first and then on Instagram specifically. So we also, help with on the reputation management side. There's over 300 to 400 different directories that your business can be listed on, and that people, a lot of those directories you can leave reviews on. So we help with managing that presence, and even advertising through those platforms and getting upgraded listings through those platforms. And then, we also help them with doing display ads and retargeting ads on the various different ad networks, like the Google Display Network and some of the other ad networks, running video advertising through YouTube. So those are just some of the main platforms that we work with. There's a lot more. People ask me what services we provide. We provide a lot of services, but those services that I just pointed out to you are those are our bread and butter. Those are the main services where we really serve our customers.
Yeah, there's so much to do as a business owner, not only, managing what your service is, but the whole marketing part is a huge part, and you've got to do these things if you want to compete and to continue getting the jobs. If you'd say there's really one thing that works, if somebody's going to do a search online, what do you feel has the biggest benefit for these local businesses?
Well, Neil, the best way to answer that question is to ask you a question. If you need to find something, if you need to get an answer to something, where do you go?
I go to Google. Right.
It's the only search engine out there that in pop culture is a verb. We don't say, hey, let's go and Yahoo that, or hey, let's go Bing that. No, if you said that, I'd probably look at you like you got antennas growing out of your ears. Google has done a great job of getting customers to trust them as a brand, so much so that we keep coming back. So we help our customers to be part of that process, to be part of the fact-finding process and the discovery process. The best part about Google is that, if you're looking at advertising, it really breaks down to two different types. You have creative and you have directive. Creative advertising is spray and pray marketing. It's where the sellers are looking for buyers. It's more branding. It's more getting your name out there, letting people know that, hey, if you ever do need this, we're good. We got you. We got you covered. The problem is that you're hoping that someone is, you either have to do it on a consistent basis, so that way you can stay in front of people when they need it, or you have to hope that that ad has hit them at the exact time. The problem with that is that, that's great, but there's more effective ways for our perfect type of customers, those small to medium-sized businesses, to generate those leads for their business. And that leads us into directive. Directive advertising is different. It's where the buyers are looking for the sellers. The buyers are starting their decision-making process. They don't know it, but they want to get into someone's sales funnel at that point. They're raising their hand saying, hey, I'm looking to remodel my kitchen. Or, hey, my pipe just burst and now I need a plumber. I need someone to come out and deal with all the water damage and repair that. I need a general contractor to do a home addition. I need new flooring. I need my carpets cleaned. I need my garage door repaired. That's extremely powerful for the small to medium-sized businesses, because look, you said it yourself. There's so many things you can do online. So what we do, the real value with our customers is we analyze the customer's business and let them know, like, here's where your ad dollars are going to be most effective. We see value. There is value in every single thing. However, the one thing with Google, and it's represented, we've seen this time and time again, Google SEO and Google Ads, they get the best return on investment time and time again. They get the most predictable leads. It's just amazing the kind of tool that we have with Google and with everything we can see on the back end with the tool that Google Ads offer, and that's the keyword planner. It makes it so much easy to create a business that's predictable, and that's more of that e-myth type of business that where you own a business. You don't own a job.
Right. And, when I go to Google and I'm searching for something locally, the thing front and center that pops up to me is the Google My Business listings. That's,
Exactly.
really the first place that I'm going to look. Do you see the majority of calls and leads coming from there?
So it's actually, we're finding that a lot of the business that it really depends. But for most of our customers, they're getting most of their business, especially like the very targeted leads, from the section down below the Google My Business section. So the Google My Business section is great, and that is a way to get leads. But the thing, and we do help with that. That's part of our SEO. A lot of SEO companies, and I want to make that quick distinction that, we're not an SEO company. We're not a Google Ads company. We're not a social media company. We're not a video advertising company. We are a digital marketing company. So whenever we bring a solution to a customer, and if we say, hey, we're going to help you show it better on Google organically, we're helping with the website, the SEO, and we're helping with setting up and optimizing that Google listing effectively. So, like I said, that is a way to get customers. We're still finding, especially for some of those targeted searches. So, for example, if you're a plumber, we've got a plumber that only focuses on water heater replacement. That's all he does. If you call him and ask him to fix a leaky faucet, or replace a main water line, or fix any kind of leak anywhere else in the house, he's going to say, hey, call this guy. However, if you call him about a water heater, he will come out. He's got one on the truck, and he will replace it right then and there. Those customers they're skipping over the maps listing. Some of them are skipping over the ads. About 40% of people still click on those ads. We're still finding that the vast majority of people are still going down to the organic section, and that's just how we've been trained in life to skip over those ads. So yeah, we're finding that most of those people are skipping over that maps listing, the Google My Business listing, and going to the organic section at the bottom.
That's interesting that they actually scroll to find what they're looking for, but maybe that is the case for especially some of those long tail targeted searches that they're doing.
Exactly.
Jared, what misconceptions do you find from some of your clients that you talk to about the digital marketing industry?
Well, the biggest misconception is that in our industry, most of our customers have worked with a marketing company before, or an SEO company before. So the problem with that is, most of their customers have worked with a contractor before, or worked with a plumber before, and they've had a bad experience. So our customers have had bad experiences with digital marketing companies. And because they've done that, and because the way lead generation for companies like Flypaper to find customers, because of the way that works, they automatically assume that Google doesn't work for their business. When I talk to a customer and I talk to them on the phone, they hear that I didn't find them in a Google search, and they automatically think I'm somebody sitting in a call center in Pakistan or California or someplace out of state. Our business model with most of our customers, I'm calling from my cell phone number. That's a local number. And I say, well, no, I'm actually 20 minutes down the road from you. Let's go grab a cup of coffee and let's sit down and let's talk about this. So, and we've kind of set that business model up in the Southeast in this region. So that way, we have that local feel, and we do have some customers that, we work with, we telecommute, if you will. We work with them over email and phone and video conference. However, most of these small business owners, they want someone local that's going to sit down with them and really care about their business. So, not just looking to get another customer. So, so that being said, they think Google doesn't work for them, but the problem is they just didn't have someone that knows how Google works and that can use it effectively for their business. And really, one of the, kind of go back to the fact that we're privately owned and that we're a family-owned business. Most of our customers, they think they've got two options. Either I work with a large company that's publicly traded, that they may not really care about my business, but that being said, if they mess up on something, they've got the support to where they can take care of it, or they can at least provide consistent results. Or if they do want to work with someone that's local, that's actually going to meet with them monthly, and they're going to keep that money local, they have to pay an arm and a leg to work with a small boutique firm or a one-man show. And then if that one-man show, if he gets into a car wreck or if he moves or whatever, they're kind of out of luck. Well, we're that sweet spot. We're Waco Media is it's valued at $1 billion almost. So we have the resources and the team built to actually take care of our customers. However, because we have local consultants and local designers and local campaign managers and local agency managers in those markets, we're actually able to sit down with those people. I remember one customer that I met with. He said, "Well, I don't know if you want to come out and meet me. You're going to have to come to my house." And I said, "Oh, so you live right there? You live 10 minutes away from my house. I tell you what, I know you're busy during the week. Do you have time on Saturday morning? I'm going to go grab a cup of coffee. I'd love to just run by your house." And he's been a customer of mine for almost a year now. So, we have something that, the big companies, they can't touch us. And the small local firms, they can't beat our prices. So that's kind of the two big misconceptions that most of our customers have to deal with is performance and whether or not Google actually works for them. And can I work with someone that's local and cares about my business? However, do they have the resources to actually give me the results I need?
Right. It seems it comes down to that trust factor. You definitely put the time in to meet them and explain through education what it is that you're going to be able to do for them, and show them through some proof that it has worked for others. Now, Jared, if people want to reach out to you and to Flypaper Digital, what is the best way for them to get in contact with you?
So the best way to reach out to me directly is really through my cell phone number. And, the thing is I've got no problem giving that out. It's, I'm sure you'll have that in the notes. And then, if you want to check us out on social media, our office specifically is at Flypaper Nash. So that's NASH. So at Flypaper Nash, and we're on, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're on all the socials. And if the best way for someone to reach out to me is, Jared Devalk in Nashville. There's only one. So that's been kind of nice to have a pretty unique name. So if they look me up, they can reach me on Facebook. They can call me directly. And those are typically the best ways to reach me. But that being said, email, text, phone call, direct message through social, I can be reached, really with me. I try to meet the customer where they're comfortable. So if the customers like to talk by Facebook, I've set an appointment with a customer, and the only communication that I've had with them before I actually met them in person was talking with them on Facebook. And the same thing goes for email or text. I've set appointments with customers just by that. And I get it. They're busy. A lot of these small to medium-sized business owners, they're wearing multiple hats. They don't have time they may not have time to sit on the phone and have a conversation and set an appointment. They may just need to text me to set an appointment. I'm extremely flexible when it comes to that sort of thing.
Excellent. Well, you put your customers' interests first, and you do great work for them, and that's exactly what they're looking for. Well, Jared Devalk, it's been very nice talking with you today. Lots of great information. I think one of the most important things that you really emphasized, though, was just how important that trust is. To not only get a client, but you want to convey that message of trust also to the people on Google who are searching for their businesses. So if anybody listening to this wants to reach out to Jared and Flypaper Digital Marketing, please do that. Jared, thanks for being my guest on the Trust Factor Radio today.
Neil, it was such a pleasure. I really appreciate the opportunity.
No problem. And to our listening audience, if you like what you hear, hit that like button and share, and we'll see you next time on the show.
You've been listening to the Trust Factor Radio with Neil Howe. To learn about the resources mentioned in the show and to listen to past episodes, go to thetrustfactorradio.com. To get a copy of the book, The Trust Factor, go to thetrustfactorbook.com. If you are ready to act now and build your authority, credibility, and trust, schedule a consultation with Neil at theauthorityarchitect.com.